What's up, YouTube? This is DEFCON 3 Security coming at you from somewhere here on Spaceship Earth with my new telephone, cell phone, if you will. The other one, so in my last video, I cracked the screen on the other one, so that one's completely dead, which sucks because that thing is like close to $1,000 phone. It was one of the foldable ones. Anyways, then I went back to my LG V20, but man, that thing is slow as hell. So I restarted the whole phone, like data wiped it out, and still, man, it lags. Like opening up Facebook and I don't know, you name it. It was really slow. So then today, went to AT&T, got myself Galaxy A71 5G. Look it up online if you're interested in a budget phone. They wanted $25 a month for it, which came out to something like I don't know, $600 after 3 years. And I'm like, nah, it's cool. I'll go on eBay and buy it for $300 and something dollars. So then I went to Walmart just to do some random shopping and realized that they have the same exact phone, limited colors. They only had black, but it was $16 a month. So that brings you up to like, I don't know, $400 after your contract is fulfilled. And I felt more comfortable with that than, spending $600 for the same phone. So it's a couple $100 savings. And the specs on this thing are awesome. As you can see, the video is really clear. I haven't even touched a camera yet. There's a 4G feature. There's all kind of features. I literally haven't touched any of that yet. Maybe the image will be a lot better after I mess with it, but I just wanted to put a video out, so here I am. Anyways, guys, so that's the update on my phone. Hopefully this one doesn't crack on me. I didn't opt for that insurance once again. So today's topic is, and I've done a topic close to this before, and it was, what do police think of security guards? Well, let's flip the script here. What do security guards think of cops, right? Now, obviously, this is just my humble opinion. This doesn't reflect everybody else's opinion, and no disrespect to anybody out there, but this is just my experience, my encounters, and my thoughts on what I, as a security guard, think of cops. And a lot of guards that I have talked to seem to share the same feeling with me. Shout out to my buddy Lieutenant Hall. He sent me a shout out on one of his videos, and I certainly did appreciate that. Thank you so much. That guy has a YouTube channel as well. He's been around a lot longer than I have in the industry, as well as making videos. So again, shout out to you, man. Thank you for the motivation, and love watching your videos. Anyways, so what do I think of cops? Well, you've heard of that term, hit or miss, right? Well, when it comes to cops, I have more misses than I do have hits. I haven't really had any great experiences. Nothing really notable. If I had to put it on a scale and weigh it, you would find that it leaned more in the sense that I've had bad experience with cops. This is in my personal life, and this is in security guard realm. Personal life, I'm not a criminal. I don't commit crimes, yet my experiences have been, man, yeah, there's no privilege here. Trust me, man. I get pulled over and I get harassed just like everybody else. Maybe I'll leave that for another day, a couple of my bad experiences in the personal life. But sticking to the security field, yeah, I really haven't had a lot of good experiences. Matter of fact, more bad than good. In the most recent scenario, had to call 911 for an incident at my post. The first thing the cops did when they arrived on the scene is they gave me a long stare down. They were literally like, damn, bro, what's up with that uniform? And I'm like, I don't know, man, what's up with your lack of uniform? And they kind of like paused for a minute. I'm like, I mean, bro, you don't even have a vest on and you're in Oakland. Come on. And he's like, yeah, well, when you shoot straight, you don't need a vest. Bro, when he said that, that just irritated me. When you shoot straight, you don't need a vest. And I said something like, "Well, how about you just?" Should I say it? I'm like, "How about you just get an attitude adjustment and not shoot at all?" And that didn't. I just shouldn't have went there. But I'm a fast talker, man. Somebody says something, and then I'll say something right back. I don't always think of the consequences of what I say, but in that case, that's what I said. But yeah, the guy didn't have a vest on, dude. I mean, you don't have to be a straight shooter or a fast shot. Somebody can just come up behind you without you even noticing and take you out. So it's just a matter of logic, dude, or common sense, right? You wear a vest, okay? And then you don't judge somebody when they do have a vest on. It's a personal preference, and I certainly encourage everybody to have a vest on. If you can't afford a Kevlar one, then get an armor one. Armor ones cost less, but they're really heavy. Kevlar ones cost more, but they're extremely light. Sometimes they're unnoticeable. You can have them under a shirt and not even know it. All right, but again, that's in my other videos. So yeah, they come there, they kind of scope out my outfit and make a couple snide remarks to that. And me, I don't back down, and I don't keep my mouth shut. So I says, "Hey, anyways, guys, aside of the uniform, this is why I called you." And the first thing he said was like, "Well, he called us for that guy, but he's been giving us trouble for a long time. So really, what do you want us to do?" And I said, "Well, if he's been giving you trouble for a long time, then, maybe you should think about letting him know there's a consequence to causing trouble. Have you tried arresting him?" He's like, "Well, no, it's not an arrestable offense." I said, "All right, so this guy pissing on the building and then going to the back is not arrestable. I mean, it looks like trespassing to me. Indecent exposure at the very least. I saw him, right? And he was peeing. And the cop would kind of smile and says, I mean, you can write up a report, but we're not going to bring him in for that." So they were at discretion of bringing him in. They could have, just so you know, that is an arrestable offense. Both of those things, trespassing and peeing in the open. And I'm sure they would have found that he was on drugs or something else, and maybe even found some on him had they even patted him down, but they didn't, right? I deal with that a lot, guys. I deal with calling 911 a lot and having them do nothing. I used to have a video up when I used to run my body cam, but I took those videos down because it was too much of the gray area. But for those of you who've been around long enough and saw some of my body cams, that one scenario when the lady walked into the store with a gun, and the cop really had nothing. Well, he said he had nothing to arrest her on because she didn't technically point the gun at anybody. She didn't threaten anybody. Well, she did. She says, "I'm going to shoot this so-and-so," when she came back with a gun. But she was hallucinating. She thought there was a person she was mad at. But since there wasn't technically a real-life person, the cop says, "We can't hold her on anything. She threatened an imaginary person." I'm like, "Yeah, but she walked up the street with a freaking revolver in her hand, and you're telling me that's legal?" He says, "Oh, it's not legal, but with the whole COVID going on, we're not really arresting people for minor things like that." I'm like, "Dude, she walked up into my store with a gun in her hand, talking about, I'm going to shoot this, and it's on video, guys. I mean, literally, maybe one day I'll post it back up. Maybe I'll do it temporarily, but I've got it on video. There's no exaggeration here, but they let her go, man. They took the gun, of course, and confiscated it, and it wasn't stolen. It was actually hers, but they let her go. So I've had scenarios where and I'm going to upload a video soon. I'm still working on it, man. This phone messing up, and oh no, dude, I just remembered. Oh, I did okay, sorry guys, this is totally a side story, okay? I was going to tell you guys soon I'm going to upload my day in the life of a security guard video, but my old phone that tanked on me when the screen cracked, well, my videos on there, I don't think I can retrieve them. I might have to do a whole recording of my whole day again. So I hope not. I hope I can somehow recover these files. We'll see. I can't So I plug it into my computer, right? I can't unlock it with the passcode to allow the drive to show up on my computer because the screen doesn't work. So I can't do that pattern to unlock it. And I mean, I went online, talked to some of the phone companies out here, and they're like, wow, I really don't know what to tell you at this point other than repair your screen. And then after you repair it, then you can unlock it. But, you know, I'm not going to spend $350 just to, I mean, maybe I will. Dude, there's a lot of photos and videos on there, but I'll figure that out. Anyways, in one of those videos, I called 911, and there was some guy doing meth in the parking lot, and I called 911, and he was taking apart some sort. It looked like a sword to me. It was some sort of metal. He was laying it down in front of his car, in front of a hospital that I'm posted at. He started opening his backpack, laying things on the ground, and I'm like, dude, does this guy have, like, is he laying out weapons? What the hell is he doing? So I called up 911 and said, hey, guys, there's this guy out here, and they're like, well, what's the license plate? And I told her the license plate, and she's like, oh, that car's coming back stolen. And I'm like, yeah, well, he looks like he has a weapon. He's taking stuff out of his backpack. He's setting up something. I don't know if he's setting up some sort of, I don't know. You know, he looks like he could be setting up a 50 caliber machine gun for all I know, but I couldn't get close enough because I didn't want to get, you know, shot up or have to shoot him. So I wanted them to come in and intervene. But anyways, 30 minutes later, no cops. 35 minutes, no cops. 45 minutes later, I finally called them and say, hey guys, where are you at? And the lady said, sorry, at this current time, you are number 117 in line. So I'm like, dude, there's literally a guy that could potentially have weapons in front of a hospital, and you're telling me that I'm 117 in line? She said yes. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to go deal with it on my own. Second day on that job, I remember there was a shooting there, and I brought it up in another one of my videos. There was a shooting, a drive-by. Car slowed down, sped up, shot the house across the street. Cops came by. They found some casings on the floor, and they're like, yeah, nobody was hurt. I said, yeah, but they shot at that house. And they're like, probably something to do with gangs. And we'll have a recovery team come later and pick up the ammo casings. And I'm like, wait, what? Okay, well, if it was in my neighborhood, dude, it would, people would demand a lot more than that. I mean, you know, they would want the cops to cordon off the whole streets and freaking dust the whole place and fly helicopters over, figure out what's going on. But I guess, I don't know, maybe it's Oakland. That's their protocol. But they said they'd send a recovery team later to pick up all the shell casings, and cars were running over the casings. And sure enough, I was there for an 8-hour shift. Nobody came. Nobody ever came back. So these are my experiences with cops. It's gone from them looking at me weird or talking to me in a condescending fashion, or not responding when I call them, or responding slowly, or getting on my case like, well, did you pull your pepper spray out on him? I'm like, yeah, of course I did. The guy was coming at me. Well, you know, you can get yourself in a lot of trouble for that. And I'm like, okay, it'd be a lot more trouble if he stabbed me to death. I mean, what do you want me to do? You know, this is a typical conversation I'm having with these guys. So naturally, I'm frustrated. Honestly, I can't say that all of them are like this. But like I said, if I had to weigh it on the scale would weigh more on the side of me being disappointed in the way they act. I don't know, guys. I mean, what are your experiences? You know, of course, we have our personal life experiences, but we also, as security guards, we have our work experiences. I really can't say there's been too many times. And before I made this video, I spent not even 30 seconds just sitting here kind of like, let me think of some good encounters that I've had. And I couldn't come up with any. I'm sitting there like, damn, there's none. And then I'm like, well, I got to have one for the video just to make it fair and balanced. So I'm sitting here and thinking, and then like, dude, I don't know. I don't know of any time that an officer has ever come by and made my job easier or helped me out. They have shown up when bad things have happened, but then they start questioning me. So, making me feel like I did something wrong. I mean, they'll say something like, so, wait, so you pulled your taser out on them? Yeah, I didn't shock him. I pulled it out to de-escalate. Did you try talking to him first? Of course, naturally, dude. Come on. What do I look like? Yeah, the guy came up. He was getting aggressive. He started coming at me with his hands in the air. And I'm like, bro, you need to back up, back up. Pull my taser out. I'm like, I could have pulled my gun out. Up there goes my cat. All right. You all right? Thank you. Yeah, I could have pulled my gun out, but I didn't. That would have been, something you would question. But a taser, and I didn't tase the guy. Come on, man. And then they just look at you like, all right, you're a security guard. You're lower than us. I don't know, man. It just sounds really negative, but it's a question, and I want to give you an honest answer. And I know I'm going to have some people in law enforcement out there. They're going to be disappointed in me, and they're going to unsubscribe or you name it. But I'm just being real about this. I have not had any good encounters. And if you are an officer out there that watches my channel or just stumbles upon it for any reason, I just encourage you, if you're a good, you everything I'm saying seems false to you and you're like, dude, I am never like that. I'm totally respectful to security guards. For one, I applaud you. I commend you. But I also encourage you to perpetuate that behavior by talking to other officers and correcting them. I've corrected security guards. I've had guards that were a little bit overbearing, and I'm like, bro, you need to chill, man. This guy's not doing nothing. I've had guys that said, hey, watch out for this guy. He always panhandles, and I'm like, okay, who cares, bro? Let him panhandle. He's not blocking a door. He smiles at me whenever I come in. He doesn't yell at anybody. As a matter of fact, he has a hat on the ground that says, spare change, please. I mean, he's totally quiet. He's not playing a guitar or anything. So, and then these guards get all uppity on me. So, I call them out. So I would encourage other officers out there that call out your boys if they seem a little rough. Go easy on us guards. We, at the end of the day, we want to go home to our families just as much as you do. Keep in mind that security guards are killed at a higher rate than officers. I forget the number, but I think we get killed 7 times more often than police officers do. I may be off. I think, yeah. Well, we could fact check that later, but I believe it is 7 times more. If not, it's definitely double. That's for certain. So yeah, man, we have just as hard a job. We don't cover as much area, but the area that we do cover can have things potentially go bad. So anyways, guys, that's just one person's thought or opinion on how they feel about law enforcement. Let me show you something. I got something bothering me right here. What the heck? We have a guest host here today. This thing has been attacking me for my whole video. Every time you see me like scratch it, I'm like, oh, that hurts. This little guy right here is biting my ankles. What do you think about officers? He had no opinion, no thought. Oh, he said no. He didn't like him either. All right. So anyways, guys, that's it. Thanks for being part of this community. I really appreciate this. Somehow we've turned this into a 20-minute video. The truth is, I'm just excited to have my new phone and was dying to put up a video. But yeah. Hey, you know the routine, man. You got to know your worth. Know your value. Value your time. Don't ever take no for an answer. If they say, we're not going to pay you more, well, too bad, I'm walking. If they tell you, hey, sorry, we don't allow you guys to have armor on because it bothers somebody, tell them goodbye, right? Value your life. Value your time. But most importantly, above all, be safe.